This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. Okay, so who else is getting sick of Lil Wayne pretending he doesn't know anything that's going on? He's so cool. He's so cool, guys. I like Lil Wayne, don't get me wrong. But there's things I don't like about Lil Wayne, just like there's things I don't like about a lot of artists I like, right? He pretends he's like, yeah, I'm in Wayne's world, and I don't know what's going on out there. It's a good way to just not address. I mean, it's a clever way, I'll say, to not address situations that are uncomfortable, right? Right. That like the latest. So he's gearing up for his album to drop this year, and he did a Rolling Stone article. Okay, and in the article, he's trying to First, he plays it off like, yo, me and Kendrick are cool. You know, I was disappointed about the Super Bowl thing. And I think some of my, basically, we cleared the air before the Super Bowl. And, I remember, what's his name? Kendrick just sent some shots towards his way a little bit. And then Wayne reacted like, what did I do? I just be chilling. Don't come for my head. Let's not take the kindness for weakness. Let this giant sleep. I beg you all. No one wants destruction. Not even me, but I shall destroy if disturbed. I don't think Wayne's ever destroyed anybody, to be honest with you. He's a good rapper. Definitely one of the most influential rappers of the past 25 years, okay? Absolutely. But he's never destroyed anybody. He's given people a run for their money, but he's never beefed with someone and destroyed them. Now Drake did that to Meek, but I think that was an easy target. I'm going to be honest with you. Because Drake couldn't see. Once you start coming for sensitive subjects with Drake, it's over. He's good. And he gave Kendrick a run for his money, right? But I don't think he can take it as well. Like, once you start coming for family members and this or character, he kind of folds. But Drake will, good music will always live on. And that's something that Wayne messed up on. Wayne, at one point, stopped making hit records. That's a whole nother conversation. He just was rapping a rap, and he's great at it, but he stopped making hit records, and his influence stopped. It's true. He's a legend, but his influence stopped at one point. Then he also pretends that he didn't diss Drake on stage. You sung along to Not Like Us. You sung along to it on stage. And then he's like, well, I just be chilling, man. I didn't even know it was a diss song to Drake, man. And then he's like, if it doesn't happen on ESPN or this, I don't even know what's going on in the world. Yes, you do. You knew what was going on. You knew exactly that Kendrick was going to be at the Super Bowl. You knew all that stuff. Maybe because of the ESPN? But you knew when Kendrick sent a shot at you and he says, irony, I think my work let Lil Wayne down. You heard that. Or did someone just tell you that? You don't think that Mac Main has informed Lil Wayne that they're dissing Drake and he didn't want to hear it? The competitive person and Wayne didn't want to hear the Kendrick diss and the Drake disses? Come on, man. And this is where it gets tiring. It's like, what, he's too cool? Too cool for school. It's like Lil Wayne is just too cool, man. He's a rock star. I remember watching a documentary. Okay, I've dealt with Lil Wayne. And he does, I'll tell you one thing. And I've interviewed him multiple times. Yes, I have. I did the Come Up DVD with Fendi, me and him, and we did the Wayne stuff multiple times. We brought Nicki to Wayne, okay? Some people forget that. They're like, oh, Jordan's a YouTuber. Yes, but I have a long history in music. I started when I was like 17 doing video stuff. 17, 18. Right at the end of high school I started. So when I was interviewing Wayne, right? So he would be super disrespectful to me in the interviews because, like, usually we're doing these interviews with no prep work. It's like, we got a line on Wayne. He's in studio. It's not like, okay, it's scheduled interview and we have a week to prepare. No. Wayne's in town and he's cool with letting us come in and film. It was the DVD days, right? So you just put that camera on and you start talking. And around this time, I've never really been into, this was early on Ace of Spades, right? I remember this one thing where Wayne played me, right? It's on camera. You can watch the interview. I was so just work. I wasn't up on Jay-Z owning Ace of Spades in the beginning, the very beginning. I just wasn't, okay? I knew it was I didn't know it was his, okay? I knew it was popular. I knew he's holding it up, but I didn't know he owned it, right? So I was saying something about that, and he says, Ace of Spades ain't for Jay? Like he was just, the way he said it was like, you don't know everything you're talking about. And this shows you, like, this talks about everything. He knows what's going on, right? So he tried to play me on that. But if I asked him about Ace of Spades, he would have told me, I didn't know Jay-Z owned that because he's too cool, right? But with me, he played me. It was funny, right when the cameras cut off, he was like, I was just fucking with you, right? Like it was all like that. It was an act. It's an act. Because we still had to be around each other after that because Nikki was in studio. So I was going to be around the whole night for the session. So it was like, it would have been awkward. I wasn't there just for the interview to leave. So he was like, I was just fucking with you, right? Like, that's just, that's how, that's how we do the interview. He's like, he turns a persona on and off. I've been around him with no camera. And he's different, and I get it. I think I could tell you a lot of artists do that. Some artists are just who they are, though. And I appreciate that as well. Anyways, there was a time where Lil Wayne pretended he didn't know what Watch the Throne was when him and Drake were working on an album together back in 2011, and they scrapped it because this album dropped. They scrapped their album because this album dropped. And they have made references to it. Wayne's on interviews making references to it. Drake makes reference to it, but Drake never pretends to not know it exists. And Wayne probably has been tarnished his relationship with Drake because he didn't have his back in a lot of stuff. When Drake's always had Lil Wayne's back, and Nicki didn't have Drake's back. When Drake is Wayne now, what Wayne was to Drake is to the game now. It's actually amazing because this all blossomed from Lil Wayne. Without Lil Wayne, there is no Drake, and Nicki and Drake will never be who they are without Lil Wayne. They'll be something, but they won't be who they are. I don't even know if Drake would be anywhere close to where he is without the Young Money support, because nobody would have ever believed him. At that time, Canadians were known, sorry for everyone listening from Canada, but it was just a narrative we had in New York that was like, Canadians are corny, bro. It was a thing. Obviously, that's not true, but it was a thing. Because there was a lot of excitement when they came to New York, and we were too cool. Admittedly, we were just too cool in New York. We were like, nah, we're too cool, man. It's corny, but that's the time back then. Lil Wayne never left that time, and Lil Wayne loves New York. Remember how he was trying to, him and Dipset and Joel's having all them cars was because Wayne took them on tour. Elliot Wilson even says the Tunchi doesn't remember or know anything. This narrative must cease. It's exhausting. It's true. I agree with him on that. I don't always agree with Elliot Wilson, but I definitely agree with that. This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button. Smash that like button, subscribe button, all that good stuff. I appreciate you guys for watching. Please share this video, and I will check you in the next one. Peace.